If I could go back and talk about money with my younger self, there is a lot that I would like to share with her. It's funny because those videos I think I make for the versions of me that wish I had found this kind of content, so hopefully it will land in the right space for the people who actually need it. So if I were to share two things which were more valuable on my journey from scarcity to abundance, that shifted a lot of things for me on the long run, because I'm not an overnight success. It took about 10 to 12 years to build myself up as an entrepreneur and to create the massive success that I have today. I'm happy to call myself a millionaire. Kind of self-made, but also I got some help because I was not always a solopreneur and I've had some people helping me in my team. There are so many ingredients that I would love to share with you today, but I'm gonna stick to two and make this video pretty short. I'm Anne-Claire Méret, I'm a coach, I'm a writer. I have empowering programs that you can find online in English and in French, including one of them called Make Money from the Heart. And in this 8-week program, I take you step by step through processes so that you can release your past relationship with money and create something fresh. I started up as a holistic entrepreneur because I had a lot of things that I wanted to heal regarding my health, physical health and mental health. And then I shifted into coaching when I understood that the way I think shapes everything in my life, including my health, my relationships, and my financial prosperity. So today I want to share two major things. The first one is gratitude. I know a lot of people talk about gratitude, but I used to think I'm going to be grateful when things will have happened. But actually, that's not how it works. You have to start being grateful and then things happen. They match your state, your inner state. So the past version of me used to think when I will have more money, I will be more grateful for life. And I felt a little bit bitter about everything that I was lacking in the past. I don't think it started necessarily with money. I think it started with relationships. Now, from what I see about my past, I can tell that I was projecting a lot of things about relationships onto money. And I think a lot of people do that too. Their relationship with money is not healthy, but actually it's because their relationships were not healthy and that didn't necessarily digest them. So when you feel that you're in lack and that you're bitter and that you're waiting for other people to come back to you and to apologize and to connect with you and to make things happen, then you're not taking radical responsibility. When you're taking responsibility, you actually let go of the past, you invite forgiveness in your life as much as you can. You can do the exercises from the mental space, you can read the books, you can go to therapy, but then at some point something will unlock in your heart and your heart will be more open. So when your heart is more open, you're more open to life. You change your perspectives and then everything can change. So this is something that I've done in the past quite a lot. Work on my healing journey so that I can let go of the past and start fresh. And from that blank state, I could invite gratitude, I could be grateful, I could acknowledge everything that is in the present, and I could actually start vibrating something different because I was able to connect to a brighter future and to think, oh, thank you for the beautiful house that I'm going to have. Thank you for the partner that I want to attract that is going to be soon in my life and I can feel it and it's delicious. Thank you for the success of my book. Thank you for, and that I could start making it grow in my life. And the more I was envisioning the brightest future, the more parts of me were able to start moving towards that. You know what I mean? But I was unable to do that before when I was stuck in the past and when I had resentment about the past. So it has a lot to do with healing, being able to start from a blank page and then deciding to move towards the future with an openness and with the decision to bring gratitude into the future. It has not yet happened, but I believe that life has my back and that anything will happen for me and not to me, and that I will understand in the future why things happen the way they happen, because it's always for my best. Wow, it took me quite a bit of time to process that, a few years, but now I'm very much onto it. If you had met me like 15 years ago, you would not recognize me. And actually, recently, someone put a comment below one of my videos and she said something like, oh, I used to follow you many, many years ago when we met earlier in Thailand. And I preferred what you were sharing about your struggles. And I said, yeah, but today I don't struggle as much because I see life differently, because I'm lighter, because I'm more able to experience joy and to welcome abundance. I am a different person. So I'm the living proof that the inner work works. That's pretty cool. I'm very happy about that. So I want to ask you a few questions because I'm a coach and I love to ask powerful questions to create space between our thoughts so that we can see life differently, and then we can choose to create from another space. Instead of being reactive, we are truly creators from that space. So what are you holding on to regarding your past? And how can you bring yourself back in the present moment, feeling that you're fully present, breathe, and be neutral? And then, what are you grateful for that will inevitably happen in the future? You need to understand that money will respond to your energy. So if you're vibrating lack, if you're stuck in the past, it will create the same things and you're going to be stuck in a loop. But when you're able to see the good and to welcome more goodness, then it grows. It's like a garden, you know? What you plant, you get. I'm going to give a metaphor which is connected to my love life and everybody's love life, actually. I came across the work of Alison Armstrong, which is amazing, a beautiful woman who is teaching other women how to prince farm. Prince farming is basically the concept of when you meet someone, especially a man for a woman. She works mostly this way, but I believe it works both ways. When you meet a man and you expect the best out of him, and you cheer him up and you acknowledge when he does something beautiful and you reinforce the positive, then he's going to give his best. If you're nagging him, if you are expecting him to fail, if you're mean to him, then you're going to get more of what you don't like him to do. So I feel that it's the same with the universe. Imagine that you're dating the universe and how generous it can be with you, and it's going to be with you. So what you want to do is to tell him, yes, I believe you're generous with me. And the way I'm going to act, I'm going to give my best. I'm going to give my all to you. And I'm going to expect the best out of you too. And I'm going to respect you. And I'm going to cheer you up. And I'm going to acknowledge how lucky I am every single day that I'm in connection with you. This is the exact same thing. That makes sense to you? It does to me, because this is exactly how I live right now. It might take a little bit of time to change the way you behave, but that's okay. I mean, if you've functioned in a certain way for 30 years or 40 years, it might take a little bit of time so that you can have new habits. That's why I believe that coaching trainings are very valuable, and joining coaching groups and joining programs where you're surrounded with other people who are actually doing the work, because this helps you stick to your practices, and then you see how much you change bit by bit, and you also have a space to celebrate your transformations and share with others when you get some struggles. So gratitude for all the people that I met along the way, because without them, maybe I would have slipped back into old patterns, and now I feel very much uplifted thanks to my environment. So keep that in mind too, it's very important. Number 2 is curiosity. Curiosity cracked me open. I used to judge people for being rich. I used to think that we were made of a different wood. I used to think that they were different from me and that I would not be able to replicate what they created because I wasn't born wealthy and because I have never bathed in an environment where things were unlimited and where everything was possible. Both my parents were civil servants. I didn't have many entrepreneurs around me. I didn't have investors around me. So I had to learn everything. I started to ask myself new questions as I stepped into my coaching trainings. And I understood that by being curious about where my ideas were coming from, where did I learn this pattern? Where did I learn that money doesn't grow on trees? Where did I learn that things had to be difficult for me? And then I understood that whatever thoughts I was entertaining in my head was my responsibility. Although I was not responsible for the environment that I was born in, I was responsible for entertaining the thoughts at an adult age. This is radical responsibility. Acknowledging how we think and deciding to think differently is a full-time job. but actually I'm loving it right now, and I made it actually my job. Do you know that every day you have between 60,000 and 80,000 thoughts? And that most of them are just the same ones, like yesterday and the day before and the day before, and you borrowed them from someone from your past? Well, if you take a minute to think about it, you can just decide to clear the past thoughts by meditating, journaling, asking yourself powerful questions, and just taking some time to contemplate your thoughts. You can do it however you want, really. For me, I like to have enough time by myself. I like to do some brain dump, and I like to just take a moment to reflect without judging them and just think, oh, it's in my head. Oh, I didn't see that it was in my head. Oh, I didn't know that it was taking so much space. And then I can decide to release some of them and to rephrase some of them. Actually, I have another video for you if you want to watch it after. It's about the 2 tools that I love the most and that help me every single day to rephrase my thoughts. So I invite you to check it out. Everybody can do it, really. And it's all about deciding what you want to nurture in your life, because you're in charge of your inner world. Curiosity made space for new ideas. I became more creative and less responsive. And it began to feel like an adventure. It made me want to learn what I'm capable of and ask questions to people who actually made it, instead of looking at them from afar and think, oh, they're luckier than I am. Instead, I started to ask myself, how did she get so lucky? Can I be that lucky? Maybe I can learn from her. So ask yourself, are you willing to get curious? How do you want to do it? Do you want to get a coach? Do you want to join a coaching program? Do you want to join a mastermind? Do you want to ask ChatGPT, what questions can I ask myself about money so that I can move forward? You're going to discover that there is so much more that you don't know about life, about abundance, about being a creator. And this level of curiosity will bring you peace, because you're going to walk your own path. You're not going to walk someone else's path. I can see that a lot of people are desiring to copy-paste other people's strategies to succeed. But I don't believe true success comes from strategizing. I believe that true success comes from the heart. And you can only walk the path from the heart when you dive deeper inside of you and be curious about what's truly possible for your life and your purpose, which is uniquely yours. And then, when you're plugged to the right source, then you can get financially educated and you can seek guidance from other people. But because you're connected with yourself, you're going to have more discernment to make your choices, the one that will work for you. And this level of inner peace will bring wealth, and this wealth will multiply. And you have no idea in which form it will come, because abundance comes in so many ways. You're going to get abundance of health, abundance of support, abundance of opportunities, abundance of financial wealth, yes, but it's not all. Abundance of health, abundance of time, abundance of contribution for the world that you want to create in the future with people like me, people like us, because we are the change that we want to see in the world. What it changed for me is that I started also to get curious about what else is possible for my life. And I started to play this game with my husband that we call, wouldn't it be nice if? And we play it like a ping pong. So I will speak the sentence and then he will answer, and then we just go back and forth. So wouldn't it be nice if I discover that I'm capable of this? Wouldn't it be nice if? Then we would create that. Wouldn't it be nice if the universe would respond this way? Wouldn't it be nice if? And then, you understand. I started to be more curious about what's possible for me in this life. And I think this is also one key, because a lot of people are afraid of the unknown. So let's say you have a dream. Let's say you want to have 100,000 euros on your bank account, or 1 million. And then there's this black void after this goal. And a lot of us, we are very much afraid of what we don't know. And we tend to think that after something really big and beautiful, we're going to experience something really terrible, as if it's a normal way of rebalancing too much joy. Actually, this is something very important that I invite you to work on. It's about the level of joy, about abundance, about anything beautiful that you are welcoming in your life. And you can stretch your ability to be comfortable about being happy and receiving and enjoying life. And I believe that we heal, we walk the healing path, not to be able to handle pain, but we heal so that we can experience more joy without sabotaging our lives. So coming back to that game that I play with my husband, being able to imagine that something magnificent will come after something beautiful helped me a lot to process the idea that, oh, there is always more. There is always something to look forward to. There is always something to discover about myself and about the world and about what else is possible in this life for me. And when you develop this level of curiosity, you discover new worlds. And this is so exciting. And this is where I want to live on a daily basis, you know. I want to get up in the morning grateful, feeling grateful for everything that I have and for everything that I am, and have the curiosity forever until I die about what I'm capable of. And I believe that this aliveness brings a lot of vitality to my life and actually will keep me young. And this is what I wish for you too, and for the world. So to summarize, gratitude and curiosity are the two most important things that I invite every day in my life to continue nurturing abundance. They will help you shift your relationship with abundance from fear to flow. So if you want to change your financial reality, I invite you to ask yourself those powerful questions that I've offered you, and keep an open heart and an open mind, and start being curious about the answers you will receive by asking yourself the right questions. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will also add some links to different freebies in the description below, and you can find chapter 1 of my book Millionaire from the Heart for free, as well as another gift. I wish you all the abundance in the world and the courage to go towards your dreams, because I believe you're capable of achieving anything that sets your heart on fire, and that whatever you want wants you to. I'll see you in the next video.